Welcome to our channel, where we share real stories that tug at your heartstrings and challenge you in ways you never thought possible. If you're here for an escape from reality, buckle up, because today's story is one of love, struggle, and the battle against something far more complex than meets the eye. It all began a few months ago when my wife, who turned 38 this year, became convinced she was pregnant despite countless negative pregnancy tests, both at home and in medical settings. Now, imagine if your partner, someone you care about deeply, starts to believe they are carrying twins. They paint vivid pictures of the nursery, pick out colors for the walls, and talk endlessly about baby names and due dates that don't exist. I reached out to our primary doctor, who was concerned enough to schedule an urgent appointment first thing in the morning. He advised me to be gentle, but not to feed into her delusions. So there we were, sitting in a sterile examination room, my wife holding onto hope while I clung to reality. "Can you imagine going through this with someone you love?" she asked, her eyes welling up as the doctor explained that everything was normal. No pregnancy, no heartbeat, nothing. It was heart-wrenching to see the look of disappointment and disbelief in her face. Over the next few days, my wife's belief only grew stronger. She started posting on Facebook about her non-existent twins, sharing every detail with anyone who would listen. Her posts were filled with joy and anticipation, but behind them lurked a deepening despair that was eating away at us both. One evening, things took a turn for the worse. My wife called out in the middle of the night, terrified she might have a heart attack. She was convinced her body was failing her and the babies were in danger. Panic set in as I dialed emergency services. In the hospital, they ran tests only to find that it wasn't a physical issue, but a severe panic attack. But this revelation didn't bring peace. Instead, it exposed just how fragile my wife's mental state had become. We needed help beyond what we could provide for each other at home. The decision was agonizing. I submitted her posts and test results to the doctor, who then initiated an involuntary examination process. It felt like signing away a piece of myself, knowing she would be in a place where contact is limited and hope feels far away. For 2 days now, my wife has been under observation. There's no way to describe the emptiness I feel without her here. Every time I think about what might happen if she's not allowed to stay for treatment, fear grips me tighter than ever before. Would you leave your spouse during a severe mental illness? I ask you directly because this is where support matters most. There are those who judge, and there are those who stand beside us in the darkest of times. Right now, my wife's sister has come to help manage our home while we navigate this uncertain path forward. But what happens after? How do we rebuild from here? This journey isn't just about one person. It's a reflection on how far we're willing to go for love and support. It's about understanding that mental health is no different than physical illness, and sometimes the hardest part of loving someone is watching them fight their own mind. As I wrap up today's story, please remember this. If you or anyone you know is struggling with similar issues, reach out for help. Don't wait until it feels like an impossible battle to start seeking support from professionals who can guide us through these dark corridors of mental health. Thank you for listening and sharing in our struggle. Remember, every share could mean another person isn't alone on their journey. Please subscribe for more updates as we navigate this together, and let's keep the conversation going about mental health awareness and support. Stay tuned and stay strong. You're not alone.